I think it's a great day to stay inside and make some jewelry. What do you think? Yeah. Coming down pretty good right now. So if you hear something in the background while I'm working, this is what it is. Is it raining where you are? It did stop though. It did stop. At this time anyway. We are going to make in this video 5 upcycled bracelets, and they all have one thing in common. What is that one thing, you ask? Because I heard you ask. I know how some of you work. You try to read my mind, right? Anyway, the one thing that all the bracelets have in common is that we are going to upcycle pre-owned jewelry. Could be a necklace, could be a bracelet. And they are linked together with jump rings. So this video is all about jump rings. Taking jewelry apart by the jump ring and reconfiguring it and putting it back together using jump rings. And we'll have fun doing it.
2, 3. Upcycling pre-loved jewelry, treasures redefined.
As I said in my opening, we're going to be taking some jewelry apart, some bracelets, some necklaces, working with what? The jump rings. Yes, it's all about the jump rings in this video, because there's so many things you can do with jewelry that is already connected by a jump ring. Not jewelry wire, not chain, although some of the pieces have some chain, but the majority of the pieces we're upcycling are connected with jump rings. With all that said, let's get started. This is some of what I pulled out today to upcycle, and it is a very unusual collection. It is, it really is. But there is one thing that all of these pieces have in common, and that is every single piece of jewelry that I pulled out is connected by either one jump ring or it has 2 jump rings connecting everything. This has 1 jump ring in between, single jump rings. We have some chain. These components are connected by a single jump ring, and this is connected by 2 jump rings connecting everything. It's an odd collection, isn't it? I don't see anything in common between the pieces that I pulled out other than maybe some jump rings. But we are going to take these pieces apart and see what we can make from them. As I said in my opening, 5 bracelets. That's what I ended up making in the video. And I could have made more. But I didn't want the video to be too long, so I stopped at 5. I can always go back another day and make some more. But let's get started on the first bracelet. I was thinking that we could upcycle these pieces and make them into new bracelets. Because, like this bracelet here is too short. This one is missing a component right here. This one is left over from a necklace. This necklace, of course, I haven't taken apart, but this is a very, very cheap plastic pendant, so nothing exciting there. I have upcycled these before. This one is unusual. I'm not sure if it's going to work for what I want to do. I have some chain and loose jump rings that we could upcycle, and then I have these components I might be able to work in, just a little bit of this and that. And I have a few pieces of jewelry set off to the side that I might get into. Might. You just never know. And the first thing we need to do, well, I think take these apart, because I'm not going to be using any of it like it is. And I don't have to take it all apart, but I need to take some of it apart. And I'm going to start with this bracelet because I think it's really pretty. It's just that it's too small. And sure, I could probably just add some chain to it. In fact, maybe it's missing some chain, but there's no fun in that. The fun is in taking it apart. These pieces have single jump rings connecting them. Single jump rings right here. And it's probably going to be a little bit challenging to get them apart. I've got my chain nose pliers, and I have to get in here. Sure, Vickie, you're going to get in there. And see if I can use the actual component. Yes, the actual component helped me separate it. Get that jump ring out of here. Always looking for the cut and the jump ring. And because I can't get both of my tools in here, I'm actually using the component to help. Hoping I don't break it. It might be challenging to get these back together. I don't know if this is going to work. But I guess if you were seeing this video, something must have worked, right? You're watching the video. I must have come up with something. Luckily, these individual components here, the little squares and stuff, are very sturdy. They're not bending at all. I just hope I can get in here to put it back together when it comes time. Or I might have to get other jump rings. I had to pick probably the hardest one first to start with. I'm going to go ahead and just cut this ring right here, this oval ring. Quite stiff. Let's separate this one. See if we can do something with it. Again, everything's connected by little jump rings. Now I could just open up the loop and separate it like that. That might be the easiest way for this one. Just have to get it closed back up. I wrote a song for this video.
2, 3. Dun, 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 dun. Upcycling pre-loved jewelry, treasures redefined. Connect it with jump rings, one link at a time.
Okay, I think we've got it. Most everything. I see I still have a circle here. Okay, now we have these components separated. So this is what we have so far. That still has some chain on it. We have some little rings and our jump rings over here. This one here, this is an antique silver or almost a gunmetal color. So I'm not sure about that yet. I might hold off on separating this because I might be able to use some of them already linked together. I think I will separate at least one of these unusual components from here. This has 2 jump rings. Always have to just find that cut in the jump ring. My goal is to make some unusual bracelets, and I thought perhaps this could become a focal point for a very unusual bracelet. So let's go ahead and take and see about attaching one of these little oblong little twist beads. Put one on each side. I'm just playing here, not locked into anything. That's the advantage of working with jewelry that is connected by jump rings. You can put it together and take it apart. Easy peasy.
Jump rings are your friends, they hold the story tight. Vintage to modern components, shining in the light.
So what do we have here? What have we created here? We have about 7.5 inches, but it's probably going to fit a little bit smaller than that by the time you would put it around your wrist. I think that's just about right. We could have brought the circles right up to it. We didn't have to separate it. In fact, I'm thinking that maybe I want these where the clasp is going to be. So I'm going to reverse these real quick and put this at the end instead of the beginning. You'll see how easy it is to do that. To reverse it, I'm just turning it around and attaching the circle now to the center component, the focal point of the bracelet. I think I like that better, the scale of it better. And so I'm just going to do the same thing here. Make sure the jump ring is closed. Add a jump ring here. And I think we've got the right size to finish this off. I think so. We just need to add a clasp. Let's do that. Let's add a clasp. I'm going to upcycle the lobster clasp that was on here. Can add it to either end. Put it right here. Although it has a jump ring there, I'm going to add a slightly larger one and then check the fit. Of course, we can always add an extension chain. The thing is, can I get this on? Maybe I should have put the lobster clasp on the other end. Okay, I got it on. It's a little too big for me. It may not be too large for someone else, but it's the idea that I wanted to show you on how to use a necklace component that was originally attached with jump rings and make it into a bracelet. I think what I'll do is I will back off here a little bit. Let's see for sure what size we have. As it is, it's a size 8, but it could easily be adjusted by eliminating some of these extra jump rings and maybe going right to this component. But here's bracelet number 1, upcycled from several different bracelets and using a component from a necklace. Here's bracelet number 1 using a component from a necklace. Well, 2 necklaces for that matter. I think it turned out cute. It's definitely unique and definitely one of a kind. But let's go ahead and move on to bracelet number 2. Bracelet number 2. First of all, I do like this as the focal point. I don't know. I might just make this simple. and just put these in between because I like them. I like that look. So let's do it. I'm going to use the same jump rings from this and hope that I can get them back through everything because these have 2 holes. So let's see if I can, whoops, there we go on the first round. Let's see if I can get these through here and back through and add this little component and get it closed. Yeah, can I do all that? Having trouble holding on to it. Good grip. I think I need my chain nose. I could use 2 chain nose actually for this because they're narrower. I'm using all my strength to bring that back together. One down, kind of going in like this and then around. And let's add another connector. Getting a good grip. Closing it up. Okay, went better than I thought it was going to go. Now this I can get through easy. That's fine.
Gold tone, silver tone, antique brass glow, link chain swinging with a rhythm of its own. A lobster clasped, waiting for the final touch. Take it all apart and rebuild.
I'm going to use the leverage of the component itself to close this. I think I've got it. Oh my, that was a little more challenging than I expected. Pretty much the jump rings are going to disappear. What do we have now, not counting the clasp? It's at 7. Yeah, I'd say it's pretty close to 7. We need to add a clasp, which we have a little jump ring hanging on at the end here. And I have a little lobster clasp here. And I'm going to use another jump ring to attach the lobster clasp just to give it a little more flexibility. Now I have extension chain here. Now we have our newly designed bracelet that's going to fit just a little bit better than it did originally. I will say that the jump rings didn't close up as good as I would like in some places, so I'm going to see if I can get them to match up just a little bit. It was a little challenging on this one, but I'm just going to give everything a little squeeze. And this one is about 7 1/4. We take it out all the way. And of course we could add more extension chain, but 7 1/4 to 8. I like bracelet number 2 before I even upcycled it, but it was too small. So now you know how you can take a bracelet that's connected with jump rings and take it apart to make it fit you. So yeah, just take it apart, add a few more components, and you've got a bracelet that not only fits, but it's really pretty too. Bracelet number 2. Let's make another bracelet. And remember, at the end of the video, I will recap all the bracelets that we made and invite you to vote in your comment. That's how you vote, in your comment. Vote for which bracelet or bracelets you like the best. So make sure you watch all the way to the end. But let's move on to bracelet number 3. So what can we do with this necklace? As I said, it's just a very cheap plastic pendant. And then I have this necklace, which I have worked with these before. But let's get this pendant off of here because, you know, it's really just a craft pendant. I'll put it in my craft bag that I will sell eventually. Sometimes I donate them to my local Wags to Riches pet shelter fundraiser store. But I don't know. We'll see what happens to that. Let's just take some of this chain off of here. See what we have to work with. Making sure I keep track of my jump rings that I might need. And extension chains. We could upcycle those too. Well, that's kind of unusual. That's an extra clasp on here. Very unusual. 1 lobster, 1 ring. Let's see here. Let's take some of these apart. These have very thin jump rings connecting everything. I'm sure you've seen these necklaces at some point. I actually find them all the time. They are fun to reconfigure all the components, and you can still have a necklace, bracelet, and earrings with this. This time, we are just focusing on making bracelets. So we're just going to separate some of these. I don't think I want the bracelet that large. I mean, we could, but well, I guess this is the largest one. Not really going for that. We'll see here. I'm just going to take this apart right here.
Take apart a necklace, take apart a bracelet too. Rearrange the components, let your vision shine through.
What I'm trying to get to is perhaps these 3 for the top of the wrist. I'm not sure how this will feel under the wrist. You know what? That makes a cool chain just like it is. I'm going to have to reconnect this here directly across. I can hopefully make sure the right side is up. Let's go ahead and attach this. Just again, upcycling. Well, you know what? I think I want a stronger jump ring. I'm going to go with this one here. To attach this, I need to try to be straight across from it. Oh, this jump ring doesn't want to go through the hole. Okay, well, maybe I will use the jump rings from here. Trying to go straight across, and let's attach this. We'll have to think about how long we need this to be. I'm going to separate it here, if I can find the cut in the jump ring. There it is. Now let's do the same thing over here. I need this thin jump ring though. I need to be straight across here. And we're using 2 oval loops with 2 of the, well, you'll see. Separating it right here. It's probably a size 8. We could back off of it just a little bit and add an extension chain. So let's do that. And what can we upcycle here from the original? Tell you what, I'm just going to close this up and add an extra jump ring. But you know what? The lobster clasp has to go through that jump ring, will it? It does. We are going to attach the lobster clasp to the other end, but we're going to remove one of the links because I'd rather have it be closer to a size 7 plus an extension chain so that it has that range of size. Options. Let's attach the lobster clasp. Let's attach this extension chain to this jump ring. I have 2 jump rings here. I could take one of these off. Maybe I will take one off and just go directly to this one for the extension chain. It also has this extension chain. So, let's see. If the lobster clasp goes through this chain, then we're fine. But if it's difficult to put through here, it doesn't work. There's our answer. Let's remove this. As I said in the beginning of this particular one, it had 2 clasps. Again, let's make sure that the lobster clasp will go through the jump ring. It does, but let's also add the extension chain. Now this extension chain is long enough to fit a necklace. So that's a very, very long extension chain. We don't need it that long. Right now the bracelet itself is about 7.5. I'm going to measure out about 1.5 inches of extension chain. Just separate it here. Yes, I'm going to throw this tiny little jump ring away. But we can attach this little ball as a little finishing. All right, we just made ourselves bracelet number 3. 6.5, take it all the way out. 6.5 to 8.5. I actually do like contemporary jewelry, and this bracelet looks very modern with the circles. So you most certainly could take the original necklace that I use and make several pieces of jewelry from it. But I really do like what I combined with it, the other necklace, and yeah, bracelet number 3. I'm curious to see in your comment which is your favorite or favorites, because all the bracelets are so different. But let's move on to bracelet number 4. I was setting this aside and I thought, that still would make a really cool bracelet. So I do have some of this chain left. I do have one oval left, but I don't think we can use that. But I most certainly think that we can take a jump ring and make ourselves another bracelet. How many bracelets can we make in this video? I have no idea because I'm just seeing what I can make with what I pulled out. I know I'm not using some of the components I pulled out, but that's the way it goes sometimes. But let's just see here. We can turn this into one more bracelet because it really does have some cool components to it. It's way too long, obviously. Let's see what we've got here. I mean, obviously, this is an ankle bracelet at this point. 11 inches, so it could be an ankle bracelet. I think it's quite long. Let's go ahead and make this, find our center point at 4 and separate it here. And let's make these the same length. Separate it here. How'd I do? And we need a clasp. I'll get one and be right back. I have a lobster clasp. It works. Let's attach this to one end. It doesn't matter which end. It's completely reversible. And let's attach a jump ring to this end. And that was easy peasy. We have bracelet number 4. What length is it, you ask? It is 8 1/4 without any extension chain. So look at that. We made use of this oval, a circle clasp, and a little bit of extension chain. I guess I could. Why not? That's what we're doing, right? Making use of everything. If I can find the cut. I could even make the extension chain the same as the regular chain. Could do that. Why not? As long as the lobster clasp will go through the actual chain. It does.
Put it back together in a style fresh and new.
8 1/4 up to 9 1/4. Bracelet number 4. Okay, I admit it was absolutely the easiest bracelet ever. But it's stylish. It's contemporary. I think it would go with just about anything. So yeah, bracelet number 4, well, easy or not, I'm happy with it. But we have one more to make. Yep, coming up on bracelet number 5. And it's a little bit different. It is. Can we make a 5th bracelet? I'm going to try, and it's going to be something really unexpected, like this owl. This is a necklace. Cute, it is, but I want to see what it would look like as a bracelet, a statement bracelet. So let's take these jump rings and separate the pendant, because that's what it is right now, a pendant. I might be pushing the envelope a little bit on this one, but hey, you know, what's jewelry making without pushing the envelope just a little bit now and then? It can all be taken apart and put back together in another way. What a hoot. I have the owl and I have this necklace. It's kind of twisted, but I'm not sure if I'm going to use these components, but I'd like to take the chain from here because I really don't have a lot of chain in this color. But I think this will work, so I'm going to take the chain and see what we can do. Just a jump ring here. Well, that's not a very long chain, is it? But it should be enough. Because this chain that was on the original necklace is quite thin. This is really unusual. Do you see it has this almost snake? I think this is called snake chain. Let's take this apart. We might be able to reuse, well, we will reuse the lobster clasp and the jump rings and anything we can, extension chain, whatever. But this is very unusual, this snake chain being worked in here. Separate that and separate this. Remember, I told you at the beginning of the video that I had some things set off to the side. Didn't know if I would get to it or not, but I decided to keep going here. I don't think we can use this at all. Set those aside. I'll probably use all the jump rings, extension chain, this chain. The ideal situation for this would be if I could connect it from the center on each side, but I can't. So it's going to be one of these that, you know, the chain is here and this hangs down almost on the wrist, but hey, it's kind of steampunk if you think about it, I think. So let's see, are these pieces of chain the same length? They are. So let's go ahead and attach these.
You'll be amazed by what your hands can do. Connected here, connected there, make something one of a kind.
Can we use this chain at all? Do we want to use the chain at all? I don't know. Not sure what else I would use it for. Just wondering if we want to add a little more chain here just for fun. Let's see. I've already closed this up, but let's go ahead and open this up. See about adding some of this fine chain.
You can wear anywhere, a new style, a new design, make it even better. Turn forgotten little pieces into treasures forever. There's no right or wrong, no rhyme or reason. It's about having fun, creating in the moment.
I don't know how long this is right now. We'll take a look. Oh my gosh, it's 10.5. Yeah, I'm not going to go that long. So if we wanted to make this about an 8-inch bracelet and we center this owl up at 4, we still have to allow for the clasp. I'm going to separate it right here.
You can do this too, give it a try and see what beautiful creations become from your dreams. Jump rings are your friends, they hold the story tight. Vintage to modern components shining in the light. In a short time, something unique.
Now on the fine chain, I don't want it to be any longer than the oval chain, so I need to separate this. You know what, I'm just going to cut it. Just going to cut it. Sometimes it's just easier to do that. And same thing here, I'm just going to kind of wing it.
In a short time, something unique comes alive. Tiny charms and beads begin to thrive. Broken chains become a brand new art. Every little component plays its part.
But I'm going to add some more of that little chain.
Mixing old with modern, bold with antique flair. Layering textures with imagination everywhere. Twisting wire, opening rings with care. Making wearable stories, people stop and stare. Take apart a necklace, take apart a bracelet too. Every little finding has a purpose waiting for you. Put it back together with a spark you never knew.
I just thought I would beef this chain up a little bit. Kind of going for that steampunk look, as I said. All I have to do is at some point be able to gather all of these into a jump ring. So again, I'm going to take this chain out and decide where I want to cut this. Do the same thing over here. Open up this jump ring on the opposite side of the larger chain, larger linked chain. And again, take this out. These may not be exactly the same equal amount of lengths, but I think it's close enough. So let's grab a jump ring and let's bring all of these back together, starting with the fine chain and then the larger and then the fine chain. Let's do the other side.
Handmade masterpiece comes shining through. Jump rings are your friends, they hold the story tight. Vintage to modern components, shining in the light. Connected here, connected there, make something one of a kind. You can wear anywhere. Oh, 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 a new style, a new design, make it even better. Turn forgotten little pieces into treasures forever. There's no right or wrong, no rhyme or reason. It's about having fun.
Attach your lobster clasp. I know you're not going to have the same exact things that I'm using, but I hope when this video is over that you will feel inspired to get out some of your linked jewelry, linked by what? Jump rings, and see what you can make. Because you're going to have something different from what I have. That's just the way it is. That's what upcycling is all about. And as most of you know, if you're new here, you may not know, that my videos are to inspire you to get into your own bead stash and see what you can come up with. Because, you know, it would be impossible for me to have the same things you have and you have the same things I have. But that doesn't mean we don't have similar things. You will have something that you could probably work with someday at some point. Okay, there's our bracelet. What do you think of that? I know that extension chain is way too long. Let's just go ahead and bring that back to about 1.5 inches. Again, I'm just going to cut that because it's easier. I can put this little ball at the end of the extension chain. Upcycle everything you can. Go for it. Save your jump rings, save your lobster clasp, save your extension chains. Have some place that you can go to find them and organize them by color of metal. What do you think of this? Bracelet number 5. Isn't that cool? Oh my gosh, I love it. I think that's so neat. How's it going to fit? I don't know. And do I have the lobster clasp on the best end? I think I can. I always say if I can't put it on myself, how is somebody else going to put it on? Although it can be challenging to put on bracelets sometimes. I'm just trying to get the lobster clasp open. Let's try this again. I think it's a little large for me. It is. It is a little large for me. That's what it would look like. And whoever buys this one, I am going to put it up for sale eventually. You can always remove some of the links. So this one fits from, it's an 8-inch bracelet right now, up to, I would say, 9.5 with the extension chain. Who knew we could take a pendant, right? And turn it into a bracelet. But we can. Well, now, this is a first. Yes, a first. The first time I've ever taken a pendant from a necklace and turned it into a bracelet. What a hoot. Had to say it. Look at this owl. Isn't that a statement bracelet? Isn't it just a little bit steampunk? I think it is because of the antique brass and the chain and the metal. Yeah, I think it's really cool. It's not for everyone, but it's for someone out there. It is very, very unique. And yes, I'm going to say it again. What a hoot. So stick around here because I'm going to recap everything so you can see it up close and decide what you're going to vote for, your favorite or favorites. And I'll see you on the other side. So keep watching.
Creating in the moment. You can do this too. Give it a try and see what beautiful creations become from your dreams. Every jump ring opens up another possibility. Every clasp and chain becomes creativity. Old jewelry reborn with a brand new soul. Piece by piece becoming whole. Connected here, connected there. Make something one of a kind you can wear anywhere. Gold tone, silver tone, antique brass, shining bright. Pre-love jewelry dancing in a brand new light. There's no right or wrong, just imagination free. Jump rings are your friends. They hold the story tied. Vintage to modern components shining in the light. Creating in the moment.
What do you need for this upcycle? Pre-owned jewelry. Could be a necklace, could be a bracelet, could be a bracelet that's too small, could be a bracelet or a necklace that's missing a stone or a component, and your imagination. That's all you need. Oh, and a couple of tools, a couple of jewelry making pliers, but not a whole lot. And you could make earrings to match. I didn't do that in this video, but I most certainly could have. If you enjoyed this video, I sure appreciate a thumbs up. And be sure to comment and vote for your favorite or favorites that we made in this video. And subscribe if you haven't done so. And of course, I will read every single comment because I really appreciate you watching and taking the time to comment. It means a lot to me. As always, thanks for watching. I'm Vickie, and I'll see you in the next video. And check out my other videos.
You can do this too, my friend. Just believe and watch what magic your own hands can achieve. Jump rings